Today I'm in bed with
Sara.
beautiful
Did it
Sara.
myself.
It's beautiful Sara, who's a very good friend of mine, and we wanted to get into exploring the world of online dating. So it's something I've been a little bit curious about exploring recently. I've never done it before. Sara has delved into that world, so we wanted to have a little chat about it, all the ins and the outs. So half of 16 to 34-year-olds are currently using online dating apps in the UK.
I don't think that's sad.
Well, I don't know yet because I've not delved into it. Maybe I'm missing
Yeah,
out.
but what did people do?
Beforehand,
How did your mum and dad meet?
my mum and dad met in a pub.
I met at a bar.
So maybe we should just be going out more.
30 years.
30 years might have been together as well.
30 years strong.
So maybe we should actually just be
Maybe
going
it's
out.
that simple.
Maybe it's that simple. Why do you use online dating? Is it for hookup culture, or is it for the fact that you genuinely want a long-term partnership that you can build on with somebody?
I think I tell myself it's for hookups,
Okay.
but I think you're always hoping that, you know,
Is that to avoid disappointment in case
maybe,
nothing comes of it?
maybe. But I know right now I'm not ready for anything like that anyway. But I think you still want people to want you though, don't you?
Validation.
Yeah.
Online, I can imagine that having somebody, having constant guys hit you up or say that you look nice or asking to want to take you out on dates. That's good. That feels good.
Yeah.
But how much of it's real?
Yeah, exactly. Would those same people walk past you and be like, "Girl,"
In the middle of the street. That's what you're saying.
In
If you
front of
like
all their
me
mates.
in the street, say it with your chest. Don't say it in the DMs.
Yeah.
Let me know.
So true.
Have you been catfished?
No.
Have you been a catfish?
Yes.
No, you haven't. You liar.
No, I said my face is always
You liar.
my face is always my face, and I'm always myself. But my pictures are a lot more flattering sometimes.
Have you been personality fished?
Oh, well, not really. I've been personal hygiene fish. But they're things that you can't suss out online, though, can you?
Plentyofcatfish.com.
Do you think you'd get catfished? Is that what you're scared about?
I'm scared I would be the catfish and be
Why
catfish.
would you? You're so real. You couldn't catfish, but you could be catfished.
I could definitely be catfish. That's my biggest fear.
What's your biggest night? What's your worst nightmare?
My worst nightmare is meeting somebody that basically, if someone could find out who I am on social media, they could then go and have a look on all my Instagram, see what I like. They could present this version of themselves that would be really appealing for me.
Right, yeah. True.
And then they could get me in the net. I'm the fish in the net.
Well, maybe you should catfish, saying like fake name, but like be real, but just fake name.
I tried to sign up to dating apps and I wanted to put a picture of a cat as the profile picture. This is a real story. Because I was too embarrassed for anyone to see that I was on there. And it was like, this is not a real picture. You had to remove it. I was like, have you found online dating a tool to liberate yourself?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like I moved cities about 4 years ago, and I just wanted to have fun with people I don't know. I mean, where I was from, everyone knew each other and all that. So like, yeah, girls do have needs, and you did have that reputation. But I was like, new city, I can do what I want.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of hookup culture has been normalised for men forever.
Yeah.
I don't think men ever have been shamed for it. If anything, they get patted on the back for it.
Absolutely.
Women, however, we know we've experienced, hoe, slut, with the whole derogatory entourage of words that follow with us being sexually liberated. I think that maybe online dating has given women sexual agency to explore that avenue in a way that is becoming normalised and acceptable.
I've literally got a friend, right, he's a male, and he's such a good friend, and he's currently sleeping with somebody quite close to me, meaning he is in my house quite often. He was hooking up in my abode, not with me, and I was hooking up in my abode, not with him. We crossed each other's paths on the way to the toilet or something, high-fived each other, boom, and those little moments where you're like,
yeah,
I got mine.
Okay.
And he was proud of me, man.
Yeah. Have you been ghosted on dating app?
Yeah, and it's so annoying because I'm not a big texter, so I'll invest like a week of texting constantly, and then
Ghost you. And have you ghosted somebody?
Yeah. Don't lose your humanity because you can't see the human, you know?
That brings me on to a more serious topic of safety when navigating online dating apps. So I wanted to see whether you want to share your experiences or of what happened.
Yeah, so I went on a date. It was a really nice date. And I ended up having my drink spiked, sort of being followed home, I suppose. A bit deeper than that. But yeah, he came into my bedroom in my own home and assaulted me when I was completely out of control, totally sort of mentally awake.
And just to
physically
clarify, this was
paralysed.
somebody that you met on a dating app.
Yeah, dating app. It was a
You
first
felt like you
date.
built up some rapport with.
Yeah.
You felt like you trusted.
And it's scared. Such a nice man. Obviously not, but
Yeah.
I mean,
The character,
scary.
the character of him online was
Yeah.
such a nice man.
So scary to think that it's so easy, but ever since, it's all about there are some. They're so basic to the point where I've never even thought about having to do it before. Telling a friend that you're going out. Not. I mean, that's the only reason that he stopped was because my friend knew where I was that night. Thank God. But just not letting people know where you live straight away.
Yeah.
Things like that is so important. But yeah, it was the trust that you put into somebody. I'm quite an honest, open person, and I feel like it was totally taken advantage of. And confidence isn't an easy thing to sort of hang on to.
Not at all.
It's important. It's so important to me.
And what upset me about that situation, Sara, was that when that happened, obviously the first thing that upset me was the fact that this person felt so confident to do that to you, knowing that all their details, all their information is on that app. You're assuming you're safe. You've met someone from an app. You think it's safe. It's regulated.
Yeah.
His information is there. So the fact that he did that with such confidence shows me that he's got no fear. Secondly, your reaction afterwards upset me, thinking, if I choose to report this, are they going to delve into my history on this app? Are they going to see that I've had hookups? Why would they believe me?
At one point they wanted to they searched his phone, which terrified me because of conversations we'd had. Nothing like explicit, but
even if you had.
Yeah, exactly. And they wanted to search mine, and I just couldn't sleep thinking.
And what did they tell you?
They said, well, the first thing they said was you should take yourself off, and it's like
Take yourself off the dating app.
Which is like, I can understand why they'd advise it, but I just think isn't that awful? I mean, what if that was my only...
I think that what you experienced there, had undertones there of victim blaming.
Absolutely.
It was, right, well, we need to check your messages and your apps. Again, because
they wanted to look at my phone. Why? I mean, yeah, of course there's sexual conversations on there with other people. Like, there is history with...
And the fact that made you at one point reluctant to go forward because you're thinking, well, if they can see I've been messaging this person, they might... And like we've discussed a million times, if you met 100 man off that app, and if you slept with 100 man off that app, but there was the 101st person you didn't want to.
Even if with this guy, which I didn't, but even if I had been, I really want to have sex with you tonight.
You can be naked in your bed, and the second you withdraw consent, you withdraw consent.
Absolutely. Or when you put me in that, I mean, when you feel like that I mean, at what point does it get to a point where you can't communicate and say, not really feeling it, this, that, and that you have to drug somebody to...
It's absolutely revolting, and I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, but I think that in you sharing your message and sharing your story, it's really important.
Yeah, so just be safe, just be safe, that's it.
So to summarise then, if you were going to give me some tips, somebody who hasn't used the online dating service before, who's going to give me some tips moving forward, what tips would you give me?
Well, what do you want?
Is that
what do you want?
A rhetorical question? Or?
No, what do you want?
I don't know.
From internet dating?
A bitch doesn't know.
Well, don't do it. Until you know. You need to know what you want. Then
What do you mean, like hook up or serious?
Yeah.
And then it gets messy if you floating in between. Someone's gonna get hurt. Yeah, I hear that.
You have to. But then, I mean, if if it is both, fine. Communicate though, and that's what sort of gets blurs that line.
Communication. I hear that.
Yeah, communicate. Be safe and be kind.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and for sharing your stories. It's really, really important that we have these conversations. So, thank you, my love.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers.